With gold prices inching closer to rupees 80,000 per 10 grams, India's love for jewellery is clearly shining through this festive season. Festivals like Diwali and Dhanteras are considered auspicious, remember, for buying gold. And during the wedding season as well, gold is a traditional form of gifting. What does this trend reflect? And of course, the message for consumers during this festive rush for gold?
Thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be on your show, Sakshi. As a gold consumer, I can clearly see that the prices have run up quite high. And if one were to go through the recent Reuters report, the gold prices are at an all-time high in Asia, which is kind of dampening the demand for gold a bit. But having said that, I think a lot of jewelry stores, a lot of retailers and wholesalers, jewelry makers are now trying to woo back the consumers by offering big discounts on the making charges. So as a consumer, one can look out for these kind of making charges discount. But as an investor, one could always look at different avenues to invest in gold, which is typically your digital gold, gold ETF, sovereign gold bonds, etc. Gold coins, all of that. So, but now what remains to be seen is that during this festive season, will the consumers actually flock the showrooms to buy gold jewelry in its physical form at this price, which is at an all-time high of a 77,000 plus? It was, I think, it hit a lowest 4 months back in July at a 67,000 plus. Since then, this year, 1 year, the gold rally has been over 38%. So one remains to see whether actually the demand will be dampened or whether consumers will flock the showrooms to buy physical gold in the form of jewelry.
That's right. That's as far as consumers are concerned. But, for jewelers at the moment also, it's a busy time, like you mentioned. It is the festive time, also the wedding season at large. So your message to those, and of course, like you're saying, there are, of course, discounts, but, your message to the industry at large.
Well, whatever I'm saying is not an investment advice. It is a general discussion, mostly for educational purposes. But I think a lot of jewelers right now are actually evaluating a lot of schemes, which they have actually come out. If one were to see the different jewelers in the listed space, schemes being the gold savings schemes form in which consumers can invest a certain amount every month, and at the end of it, they get a package deal in terms of gold. Also, Indian consumers, by and large, consider gold as a very auspicious and a venue for investment and prosperous in terms of, especially as a symbolic thing during the festive season. Gold is also looked upon as a methodology to take a loan in very middle class income group households. Gold is a useful way in which consumers actually borrow on a rainy day. So I think jewelers, jewelry makers, industry at large are looking at package schemes to woo back the consumer because the prices are clearly very, very high.
Right. But lastly, to those consumers saying, okay, post Diwali, will gold prices then come down? What would you say?
I would say do not ever look at investment as a short-term avenue. One can never do that, be it any asset class, be it equities, bonds, gold. One at least needs to have a medium to long-term view. Gold on a long-term view is a great asset diversification in a middle-income household because it gives you a hedge against inflation. It gives you a hedge against geopolitical turmoil. It gives you a hedge against equities and real estate. So, I mean, it should be very intelligently used as an asset allocator. But having said that, one has to be a little smart because right now the prices are at an all-time high. One needs to look at, if one were to go out and buy all out, look at schemes where you're actually getting a significant discount on the making charges because that's such an opportunity cost which goes down the drain.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And of course, we will continue to track the gold rush this festive season.
Thank